Oh, I tell you, Devon is such a genius.
Oh my God.
I love the first part of it. It goes, "It's showtime."
I know. Oh my God. You gotta love him. Gotta love him.
Yes,
Glad to be back. Glad that you are back. And we can see that you got things going on in the background.
you know what?
So I'm glad that you're back.
Thank you. I am glad to be back. But I have to apologize for the boxes in the background. I am
Why? Don't apologize.
moving back into my house after being out 2.5 months,
Oh
dealing
shit.
with.
I'm sorry.
Oh, you cussed. But
I know
yeah,
you had a lot going on. You had a
girl,
lot going on.
and it's still going on. I mean, now that we're back in the house, it's like trying to get unpacked because we had to pack, go to the hotel, unpack, move out of the move out of the hotel to move into another hotel, then pack to move back into the house. And now we got
Oh
to
my God.
unpack because the packers didn't unpack what they were supposed to unpack.
Incredible. Incredible. But it's good to see you.
Right. Thank you. It's good to be back. It's good to see it. Everybody in
Yeah,
the chat room.
I know. Let me open it up. Let me say hello. Look, your baby first on board.
Hey, baby. Yeah, that is my ride or die.
Oh my gosh. Good to see you, cousin Brandon.
Hey,
Hello, Miss Jacqueline. And of course,
the one and
there
only
is,
Devon
yes,
Patrick.
the incomparable Devon Patrick.
Yes.
What's going on, Chris? Good to see you. I don't know what's going on here. I'm like
What?
having this issue with lighting and the camera. The camera kind of shifted when the light kind of, uh, huh, just, anyway.
Thank you, Devon.
Oh, oh,
My boo
yeah,
boo.
I know. But we got a great show lined up. I think it's going to be a good topic.
That's
And the
because you
reason why.
That's because you came
No,
home.
you do all the topics and you do a great job at doing the topics. But I thought, you know what? I'm going to jump in on this one this time. And it was because when I was producing Truf Brothers Thursday night, they had this, discussion on I'm just doing me or whatever, right?
Mhm.
But there was a video that they lined up for me to play. And it kind of struck a nerve with me. And I told Devon before they ended the show, I wrote him a message and I said, I'm going to, piggyback off of your topic, but in a different way to discuss the issues of relationships and knowing the roles and the gender roles and what's, that kind of thing. But I thought it was interesting in the video, which I'm going to play. And if you watch Truf Brothers on Thursday, then you would have seen the same video. You're going to see two videos from their show. But I thought it was just an interesting way to talk about gender roles and to talk about the difference in how Black women view their relationship or are part of their relationship versus like Latina women or white women or any other kind of women. But it always seems like it's always that Black women are in this box. And I kind of get offended with it. I'm really getting kind of over it because when are we good enough? That's my thing, you know? So I'm going to play this clip, okay? And then we're going to come back and then we're going to talk about the clip. and then we'll go from there. How's that?
All righty.
All right, here we go.
A Spanish woman, they're raised to be a wife.
But why isn't a black woman raised that way?
Most black women are raised to be independent. Remember, let's be real.
Say that again?
Most black women are raised to be strong, tough, independent, and don't take no shit. Cause the daddy wasn't shit. I raised you alone by myself. Be a strong black woman. So they come into the game with their guard up ready. Spanish girl is raised to serve.
Yeah.
They be cooking for their father at a young age, washing the dishes, washing the table, mopping all Saturday morning. Let's face it, they're raised to serve. If one time I swear to God, I'm at a girl's house having dinner. I got up with my own plate, put it in the garbage, put it in the sink. Her mom spazzed on her in Spanish about da 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 da. Now, in the black woman's house, if I get up with my own plate, she gonna say, that's a damn good nigga. He got his own shit. I like him, Shirley.
Do you want to go first, or do you want me to go first? What is your opinion on that video?
You know what? When I saw it the first time, I was really offended. And it is, now some of it was true. I have to say some of it was true. You have your Asian and Hispanic families that believe in submission. You know, they cook, they clean. Don't have a husband do too much of anything. That is their culture. Black women, we are strong because of society. We have to be twice as strong as that Hispanic woman, although they do have issues, you know, with society. But we're not raised to sit back and say, oh yeah, that's a good nigga. You know, see what he did? No, we're not raised to be that way. We are made to be that way because of, and I'm not stereotyping black men. I'm not stereotyping black women. All I'm saying is because of the issues that we have to go through as far as our men coming in, impregnating us and leaving us, and we have to fend for not only ourselves, but for our children. So that makes us we're forced to be strong women. And there are other cultures that are in the same position. They have their men, they impregnate them and then they leave them and then they have to be strong women. So it's not really just the black race or the black women that are that way. Because when you find yourself having to raise, not just one kid, but 2, 3, 4, 5 kids by yourself, what do you expect for this woman to be like? And if you're over and having dinner when a man comes over and you're having dinner and you get up and say, put your plate in the sink and, scrape it and put your plate in the sink and all this stuff. Yeah. I mean, shoot, I appreciate it. That's less than I have to do. But
yeah, so yeah, I hear you. Go ahead. Because I'm gonna come behind you on something.
So it's today's women, they're raised by babies. They were raised by babies. And do they have any kind of morals or any kind of ideas on how to treat a man? Not really, because 9 times out of 10, they've seen what they've gone through, what their mother has gone through. Maybe not with just their dad, but for men that have come into their lives. a lot of us, we meet the wrong man. And the man comes in and he may be one of them lazy men that want to sit back and have his woman to be submissive towards him, and so it's women. Women have is forced to have to be what they and do what they have to do, and it's hard to break that. It's hard to break that mentality of some women. So I'll cut it off there. I've got more to say, but I'll cut it off there.
So I'm going to come behind you a little bit more to say that it's become not okay for a woman to be independent, because with our independence goes out the window servitude, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
But I want to go back to a comment, because I'm going to kind of go from the comment to also answering and commenting on the video. So Cece had started writing, when is it okay for Black women to be sick of serving? We've been serving for 400 years plus. Basically, we've been serving longer than that. But I think what in this video this person is trying to say is that women, Black women, don't know how to be of service to a man, as supposedly it's either written or how it's been said that we should be over the course of history up until now. But with, like you had mentioned, with us being put in a position where the man is not in the home, where we are, I can't say we're forced to be single parents, or we're not forced to be single parents. We choose a lot in that of being a single parent, because we choose not to be with the man who had, in your words, impregnated us, right? In some ways. But I don't know where it is that men feel that they have to continue to put comparisons on women separated by color and what they do and don't do, and not address the issues of why a woman can't be of complete service to a man. Now, of course, when I am with a man, me personally, if I cook a meal, then yes, I will fix his plate, get him his beverage, get him a condiment or two of whatever his choice is, make sure he's nice and comfortable with a napkin. I'm not going to have him eat with his hands. A napkin, a fork, and a knife if needed, or a spoon. I make him feel comfortable to eat the food and enjoy the food. But if my hands are full, and if I am taking care of babies and children, and you got all this stuff going on in the background, because I've been there too. If you got all this going on, then why is it so hard to imagine that a man cannot get up and put his plate after he is finished? Why he can't take it to the kitchen? Or why is it that he could not, I don't know, fix his plate because he sees I've got my hands full? And when is it okay that, I never heard this man in this video say, well, in case she's busy, it's okay for him to fix his plate. Or why not let me fix her plate? Because she's had a long day. So there's so many different elements and factors when we look at that video that are not being addressed. It just makes it seem like, the Latina woman she's been raised to serve like we haven't. In a lot of cases, some of us do come from two-parent homes where we've seen our mothers, I have, fix my dad's plate, serve him. I've seen it. That's what I was raised up under. But it always seems to come back that a black woman, as she has come up, was given the raw deal, like not shown the right ways of being with a man. And I'm kind of offended by it. I thought, well,
You know,
anyway, go ahead.
you know what? There's one thing I have to. You mentioned earlier about not choosing to be a single parent. We don't choose to be a single parent. We are put in that situation.
Right.
And if
However,
if
we
there
could
if,
put up with the bullshit.
no, we're not gonna put up with no, and not a self-respecting woman is not
I'm
gonna put
saying
up
we
with
could,
bullshit.
right? We could.
No, we could not. I mean, I would not. Let me say, I'm
Some
not gonna speak
women
for
would.
everybody. I'm not gonna speak for
Some
everybody.
women would.
For me, I would not
Some,
put up with the bullshit of being abused, whether physically or verbally, cheated on, and just disrespected. I can't, and my DNA is not going to allow me to continue to put up with that stuff. So, I guess you might say maybe I would choose to be a single parent, but then you have some men that they have babies all over the place and they are not with one specific woman. Did I grow up in a two-family home? Yes, I grew up in a two-family home, but it was not a paternal and maternal mother. It was, father. So, I
does it
mean,
matter?
it doesn't matter, but there was nothing that would teach me how to be an adult woman. Things I had to watch as I'm growing up was different than what I learned once I became an adult and was married with children. That first marriage I had, I'm not going to sit up there and be disrespected like that. So yeah, I guess I did choose to kind of move on, but there are women that do not choose to be a single
Right.
parent.
Right. Right. And I'm not disputing that. Maybe I said it off kiltered, but in a lot of ways, we do choose to be a single parent if we choose to not be in that bad relationship or chasing after a womanizer, or I mean, there's so many different elements to that. But nonetheless, we are single parents, and we are forced to make decisions. Right, we're forced to make decisions in raising our children that do not involve the approval of a man, because he's not in the house.
Right.
So in a lot of ways, we have foregone that being that woman of servitude, because it's not, we have not been in that. We have not been around that. So, and then you look, and like I said, you have to look at the fact that a lot of women today are working. They are, sorry, that's my dog. A lot of women are working. They are raising the children. Some are working and going back to school, and they work hard. They work hard on their careers. So a lot of times, you know, hell, let the man serve you once in a while. It's okay with that. Nobody has ever said that part.
Works for me.
You know, I mean, because I look at my parents' relationship, their marriage, and every evening when I talk to my mother, my dad, now she'll cook, but he doesn't look for her to cook. If he wants something, specifically, he does get down there, he'll cook. He's always cooked. Um, but she could be upstairs talking to me on the phone, and she said, "Oh, your dad is bringing me a glass of wine. Oh, your dad is bringing me some popcorn because I wanted popcorn. Oh, your dad is bringing me this. But your dad is bringing me that." Okay, well, she's done it for him for years. So what's wrong with that? Is there something wrong with that?
There's nothing wrong with that. My dad, I look at him and I'm like, my mom is the luckiest woman in the world because he cooks. Well,
Right.
I have to go behind him and watch him now, but
That's
he
okay.
cooks. He cooks, he cleans, he fixes her plate. I mean, you know, he is subservient to her or servant to her. And I look at him like, why can't I find somebody like that?
Right? Right.
I wouldn't, I really, I'm like you said earlier. If I'm in a relationship and I have, you know, gentlemen over for the evening and I cook, yeah, I'm going to fix his plate. I'm going to
Right.
bring it, or, you know, set full setting. And once he's done, if my hands aren't busy, then, you know, I'll take the dishes and put it in the sink. Or, you know, if he gets up and do it himself, I'm appreciative of it. But
what you gonna do? Tackle him down and tell him to drop the plate? I said,
no.
what are you supposed to do? Tackle him down and drop the plate?
No. My response would be, oh, thank you. That's so sweet of you.
Right.
So, something to that effect. But I mean, you know, so now I have a daughter-in-law. She is so, I mean, this girl does everything for my son. Everything. And I think I probably mentioned this before. But, you know, she cooks, she cleans, she fixes his plate. She does so much for him. Hey, Devon. I asked her one time, I said, you know what? I see you doing I said, this is my son. And being his mom, I don't do half of what you're doing for him. I said, so if he went to the bathroom and he needed to wipe his ass and called you, would you do it? She said yes, because that's what her mother taught her to do. And she is of the Hispanic.
Okay, so before
yeah, I had to get that part out. Go ahead, D.
But
hey, D.
I know, but the thing is, before Devon gets in, because he's had a lot to say, but and I have to admit, I think my mother, she wanted me to have the best opportunity for an education. She wanted me to become educated. She wanted me to have a career so that I knew how to take care of myself in the event that I don't have a man. But I also had great example of what a marriage looks like, what a successful marriage looks like. They've been married for over 50 years. So I have those examples, and I think, and then I'm gonna let Devon jump in because I want to mention the video, but I think I got offended in that video because he was so sided with the Hispanic woman and saying that she was raised to know how to serve her man. Well, I was raised to be independent, to take care of myself, but I had also the examples and the know-how of how to be in a marriage and how to make things work, how to, you know, put things and pull things together so that you're both successful. I've had that example. So I was offended, and I'm sure a lot of the other women were offended because that's when the comments started going crazy after that video. But go ahead, Devon.
All right, my bad. I ain't mean it. Like I said, I heard what you guys said on the show. I mean, earlier after the clip. And first off, y'all both know I love both of y'all wholeheartedly. I ain't got y'all both know that. But no, it's not bad. I just got to clarify a point. When I want to say that when the man mentioned about the Hispanic and the Asian and whatever, and the other women that are not meant but trained to serve, it's not saying I don't think that let me say I don't think he meant it as a way of saying black women don't know how, because I think we took the word and used it as a whole. We took it as an absolute. I don't think he meant it as an absolute. If you look at it as percentage wise, most of like Tony and Tony and Yvonne, y'all age group, no disrespect, is totally different from the new age group that's coming up behind y'all. So the ones that are being taught now are not being told the same values that y'all were being taught at the rate that y'all were being taught. It was being taught to you guys. So that's why you have, like, let's be honest, to not say it to sound crazy, but the things that you see women doing now on TikTok and all that stuff, y'all would not have done. So that's what I'm saying. Like the gap and everything, I don't want to say the moral barometer, but the difference is that there's two different. There's your guys' generation of black women, and then there's the new black women. Now, I, for one, am not saying that all black women are a certain way. I would never believe that, because I hate for women in general, black, white, Asian, or whoever, to say all black men are the same. That's not the case. What I'm saying is that there is a difference in the percentage of black women that are taught a certain way, because he's right, and it's not to you guys' detriment or you guys' fault. Like, black women are taught to be strong. Black women are taught to be, because the statement about black women have to work twice as hard, I get it. And because y'all have done that, that's why y'all are thriving at a higher rate than most people anyway, because you're double tough, double strong, double motivated, all of that. But the thing is, now that you have that, now that you have some women have that, they take that same mentality of being double tough, double strong, double motivated, and then they'll meet a guy, and then they don't want to apply what they were taught, i.e. what Tony was taught, i.e. what you was taught, Yvonne. They don't want to apply that same thing into their relationship. They take the mindset of work and apply it to their relationship. And I think that's where that whole, I don't know how he put it, but that's how I saw it. As it's not saying it as a whole, as all black women, because that nothing is an absolute. I refuse to believe that. But I do look, you don't have as many black white independent movies, Asian independent movies, and I mean by independent woman. You don't have as many Mexican independent woman movies. Tyler Perry drops one every 2 weeks. So that in itself is what we're saying about that narrative is being pushed. You don't have many black family. I'm not even gonna say black man or black woman. You don't have many black solid family units, movies or nothing like that. So the narrative is being pushed out there because it has to be some truth behind it, that the black woman is still meant to be the strongest person in the room. That's all I was saying. So it's nothing against you guys or nothing like that. Like, I'm not, I would never say black women. I love black women. I love them to my core. Like, I can't say I don't like black women and look at my mom or my grandmother or Tony or Yvonne or any of y'all, I can't do that. But I do believe the narrative what he said does have some validity behind it, because it is pushed a certain way. And it's not necessarily your fault. Like, Yvonne had said something earlier about black men, women are forced to be single mothers. There is some truth to that, but there also is some false. There's something false about that statement as well. Because look at it like this: a black woman will meet a rich man, basketball player, NBA player, whatever, and their mind is, if I get pregnant by him, I'm rich for life. That if you're going into that like that, you're setting yourself up to be a single parent.
Mm-hmm.
So it's
all I agree
about
with that.
What's that?
I agree with that.
Yeah. But I swear I didn't want to hijack nothing. I was listening to the show. It was already going good, and I didn't want to hijack anything. But I just thought that the concept of it all was being might have been, not overlooked, but I think the concept of it was being a little bit like, let me see if I can provide a little bit of clarity to it.
And I agree with what you said.
And I'm glad that you did.
I agree with what you said. But when I mentioned about being forced to be a single woman, my mindset wasn't into these little hooker women that go out and hunt
Yeah.
rich men. I mean, my comment was based on everyday people, an everyday woman, and just to say one thing, see, in my household, I wasn't taught to be a wife. I wasn't taught to be all these, like Tony was saying, an independent woman. I was taught, what I saw was a lot of fussing and fighting and alcohol and all this other stuff that was around me. And as a child, I guess you can say my common sense. And see, and I can't go and stereotype every Black woman or every Black man.
Right.
I can only do me. When I saw what was going, my surroundings, when I saw my surroundings, I said, that is not going to be me. And I have lived up to some of that. But when I got married, I didn't know how to be a wife. I didn't know how to be a mother. And when my marriage ended, I didn't know how to be a single parent. But then I knew when I got married, I knew that my husband was above everybody else. I knew that I was supposed to take care of my man. I was young when I got married. These were things that were self-taught to me. There's a lot of things in my life that was self-taught. I had nobody that I could go to and say, how do you do this or how do you do that? Everything came from up here.
And not to be, and I don't want to cut you off, Yvonne, and I know, like I said, I'm not, but see, that kind of validates a little bit of what the man was saying, because, you wasn't taught that. But, and it's not saying it does not go to other races, because it does. There's not one race that doesn't experience those things, but it's what's being instilled into a young little girl's, a young Mexican. I mean, and I don't want to use race, but it's like the ones that I've seen is little Mexican and Latino girls from jump. They idolize their fathers, and not saying nobody else doesn't, but I hate the fact that I keep having to throw disclaimers out there. But it's not saying that no other race does it, but if you look at a little Latin Mexican or Hispanic daughter, they idolize their fathers and they look up to them, and they're like, yo, whatever daddy wants. And they're being taught that, hey, but at the same, to be fair, the fathers are treating the daughters and like princesses, like basically like, yo, if a man can't do this for you, then he don't deserve all that you bring to him. So there is a balance to that. Now, my only point would be that we're the only race, and I mean Black men and women, we're the only race that has this thing where we have to be combative with each other. We're the only race that has that. You don't see that with the white people. You don't see that with the men. The men and the women in our own race is the only ones, and I agree with Tony. I agree with Vaughn. I'm sick of it, because it's getting like to a point where we should see it by now. It's by design. We're the only ones that are being taught, you need to be put against her. Hey, ma'am, you need to be put against him.
Yeah. Right. But see, and that's the whole point, Devon, when I was sitting on you guys' show, and I kept thinking, why is it that we're the only ones that are always picked at, like, you didn't do this, you're not this, you're not that. But it's not that we're getting that from other races. We're getting it from our own Black men. Case in point, that video has a Black man in it.
Look, the video.
Now, he didn't give you any other pictures other than that around it. Because what he's also saying is that Hispanic women can't be independent. They can't be educated. They can't have a mind of their own. They can't have careers. They're just there to serve men. That's unfair. Right. It is unfair.
You are absolutely right, Tony. It is unfair. The thing is, it also depends on what type of woman you're looking for. If he's looking for the the uber beta female, then I get it. I understand. If you're the type of guy that just don't wants your woman to do, I'll take care of everything and all I need you to do is serve me, then maybe that's what he's looking for. And he's looking for the ultra, like I said, the uber beta female. Maybe that's what he wants. But at the same time, when you have like I said, you have that dude like him, you got guys like Kevin Samuels, all these dudes that just go after and the great women. The thing is, it's also in a delivery. Now, should we all be better at how we treat each other? I believe we should. I believe we should. But the thing is, we're so busy looking at other people and say, see how that white man treat that white man? Why don't you treat me that way? Or the black woman and say, see how that Mexican man takes care of that woman and his family? Why don't you do that for us? So it's never
instead of concentrating on what you need to do for each other.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I think I also said like that's a whole nother topic, because I do believe that's by design. If we can get back to the foundation of bringing black families together, and I don't think that nobody wants to really see that, because if you see that, it crumbles their whole system. But that's something else that goes into other thing. But we do need to realize that black women need black men and black men need black women. That's point blank, period. We the only ones that think I can do better without you. We're the only ones
and
that think like that. Black men
independently. Yeah.
If you notice, if you go to a man will go to a black owned restaurant, black owned business, and instantly look for the hookup, but he will not walk in Gucci and ask them to lower the price for them. So it's because we look at each other like we deserve, and that's what each other. Like if I get with a woman, I deserve a discount when it comes to you. I don't have to try as hard. You should look at me and know my scenario and know I shouldn't give you the same type of, give you 100%. Yo, cut me some slack. And no, I believe black women shouldn't cut men no slack. But the flip side to that coin is black women have to do the same thing. It's like, yo, I've been through so much. I've had a traumatized life. Okay, cool. That it doesn't stop with you, which means you saying cut you some slack, but I can't do that either, because I wouldn't want you to cut me some slack. I would expect you to be understanding, but I'm not asking you to let me run over you. Let me dominate you. I'm not asking that. You can be an alpha and still be understanding.
And that's part of what you guys were talking about on Thursday, was you don't have to be an asshole, because you ask that your woman be, I hate the word subservient. What word am I trying to find? Because it's right there. But
I know it ain't
she is to be a servant. Yeah, that part. I don't like submissive word
either. I don't like that word.
Yeah. But see, I think that when we talk about the role of the man and the woman in the black relationship, I think the word, it loses something in what it's supposed to be in the translation of it all. Because there are certain duties that the man would have in a relationship that would cause his woman to be more submissive, where she doesn't have to worry about certain things. Those things are roles, when we talk about roles, either gender roles or relationship roles. A lot of men will ask a woman or say that a woman is not submissive. Well, first of all, how is she submissive to you and you have not wed her? How do you expect her to be completely submissive if you have not wed her? Secondly, I know you're going there. And secondly, you have to be able to bring something to the table. The both of you have to be able to bring something to the table for you to both be submissive to one another. It's not just that the woman is supposed to sit there and take all the man's bullshit and be run around like from wall to wall. Here, baby, do this, do that. Go get me that. Go give me a beer. Go be that. No, that's not what it's about. Submissiveness is not that you are taking the hand of ruler over the kingdom, because you have to be submissive to one another in so many different ways.
I think it
we don't
boils
hear
to,
men talk about that.
I think it boils down to trusting. Can I trust my man? If I need anything, he'll handle it. I think that, and it's also a thing of give and take 50-50. But the thing is, what we have to understand, and this is true, and it may not be a popular statement, but relationships aren't 50-50. Let's be honest.
They shouldn't be.
I think that relationships need to be fair, because relationships are yin and yang, which means that there are going to be some situations where I'll have to take 70 and you'll take 30. And there's other situations where you'll take 30 and be 70. But even those scenarios won't be half 50% of the time and 50% of the time. So that's why I say relationships aren't 50-50. But it doesn't necessarily
confused with that. People get confused with that 50-50. Because nothing is going to be 50-50. Because you can't have a 50-50 relationship if your man is making all the money, he's going out and he's facing the world every day, putting up with people denigrating him every day. And say, for instance, you don't have children and you've got a fucking maid. Tell me where the 50-50 is in that.
Yeah. And
there's no way.
It was another, I'm not saying that you should play it, but remember the other clip we played where the dude was like, for $600, what do I need you for? Like,
you can play that clip.
What's that?
Yeah, I got that clip. I was gonna play. Yeah, hold that thought, because I want you to comment again on this video. Just a second. Let me get it loaded.
And I want to make sure that y'all understand that men provide in more than just a financial way. And that's my problem, because if I sit here and ask, okay, cool, if I pay every bill in this house, right, and I fix everything in this house because I'm an electrician, what are you bringing to the table as a woman? What do you realistically do other than have sex?
Here we go, and take notes. So
right now, the rest. I don't know if you heard.
And I want to make sure that y'all understand that men provide in more than just a financial way. And that's my problem, because if I sit here and ask, okay, cool, if I pay every bill in this house, right, and I fix everything in this house because I'm an electrician, what are you bringing to the table as a woman? What do you realistically do other than have sex?
here we go, and take notes. So what I do is I make that house that you pay that mortgage for, I make it at home. I cook the meals. I'm washing clothes.
That's $100 a week.
Don't play with me.
I can get it made.
No. You see,
question, right? Everything that you're telling me can be bought. Guess what? I can have an assistant order me paper towels and toilet paper and groceries on Amazon. Actually, I get Whole Foods delivered to my house weekly. Meal preps is $120 and I get 3 meals a day. I make myself my own breakfast. That's 4 square meals. I have another cleaning lady. She charges me $100 a week to come clean. You are only saving me $600.
Now, really quickly, his statement was really assholish.
Yep.
But the thing is,
but it's true.
Exactly. That's what I was about. It was very assholish. But if you take the way he presented it and just actually looked at it for what he was saying, he's kind of right. If that man is coming in and saying, before I even met you, I had everything I needed. The only thing I wanted was a spouse. That's what I wanted. And for her to say, yeah, the house that you got, that you paid for, that you own on your own, I make it a home. No, baby, we make this house a home. You coming into my place does not make it a home, because the minute you leave, or if you leave, my house will still be a home. We can make it together into something, but don't think because you're here, it's now a home. Like you like, all right, now I can relax because you have a home now.
I think on that one, and then I think on that one, and Yvonne, correct me if I'm wrong. when he started laying out the metrics of how this household runs, she became a little bit offended.
She did.
Because she was basically saying, "Oh, I don't care if you did have a maid. Shit, I can do it better. You're not fucking the maid." But you know, this is what I'm hearing in her statement or in her tone, because he's right. He could have gotten a maid, and the maid would be there to clean the house. He could have a cook. You know, hell, if he can afford it, he can do all of those things. He bought the home. Exactly. You know, but I think that a lot of times women will get it a little twisted as to what it was like for this man before she came along. Because he was doing all right before you came along. But
And
what
like
now are you bringing to the table?
Like he said, all she's doing is bringing in the past.
And to add to that though, real quick, like I always said, if she if she was a woman who was in the same position he's in, she could say the exact same thing back to him. Like, dude, I can have a dude fix my car, I can have somebody come through and cook my meals, I can have somebody shovel my snow. At this point, it's a matter of I want to be with you because I want to be with you, and vice versa. It shouldn't be nobody feeling as if I need to benefit off of you. It shouldn't be that. It should be, yo, I see what you doing, you holding it down. I'm holding it down. With our powers combined, we can rule and create a Wakanda. But it shouldn't be, you have Wakanda already. Let me come over and join your Wakanda, and now I've made it a better Wakanda just because I showed up there. It shouldn't be like that. But if I do bring you into my world, I want you to know it's because I want you to be here, not because I need you to be here. And I think that's what he was saying. Like, it's not saying I don't want a woman. It's just that I'm saying, don't take it as if I need you to be here. If any woman who gets with him, and this is going to sound crazy, but hear me out. Any woman who gets with a guy like that should think to themselves, like, this man don't need me for nothing, but he still wants me here. I have to look at that and say, okay, then. That's all I would say. Now, if they, and vice versa with guys, because me and bro had a joke that we said after the show, where we said a man could be the CEO or a branch manager of a bank, and he can walk into McDonald's and get with the girl that's running the fries, and nobody would bat an eye. They'll just say, all right, cool. But a woman that's a CEO or a branch manager of a bank, couldn't walk in and want to get with the guy that's working the fries. He's like, hey man, what? It's just that mentality, I guess, because, and we all would look at the guy, if he did get the woman, if the guy who was running the fries did end up getting with the woman who was the CEO or the branch manager of a bank, we'd look at him like, yo, how you pull that? It's a status.
And women, it goes same thing with a woman. If it was reversed like that,
nah, I don't think a guy would do that.
Was like, girl, what did you do to get him?
I showed
up with this
body.
Yeah, I can't.
I don't think you, because men are visual. Like, that's why, like, I know a guy right now, millionaire, highly successful, multi-millionaire, and he married a girl who worked at Hooters. Got babies with her.
You know, and I don't think love has an occupation.
Thank you. It really doesn't. That's a profound statement.
Really though,
It doesn't have an occupation.
Really doesn't.
I mean, you know,
it really doesn't. That's pretty profound.
I don't know.
I like that.
I like. It sounds very good, Yvonne. That's a very good. I love the way that sounds. I'm not even gonna lie to you.
It took me a long time to think of that one, but
does the woman, would a woman really? What's the odds? Let me say that. What's the odds of a woman taking a guy in who works the fries at Burger King?
But then why not? If there is an attraction between the two, and it's not just a physical attraction, and you can meet. I could go to an expensive restaurant, and have the waiter, a male waiter, server, come over and serve me, and there's an attraction between the two of us. And if I'm a CEO or whatever of a company, and I have that physical attraction to that man, who's to say I can't date him or marry him?
Nobody is saying that you can't, but here's the thing, Yvonne, and let's be real. And I mean, we all gonna do this. Let me ask a question. You meet that waiter, do work. You meet the waiter at Chili's. You run Yvonne's Baker's Bakery. You're the CEO of a Fortune 500,
I
right?
like that.
Now you got the new cookies and edibles and all that. You running things, right?
Okay.
You're uber successful. Now you're going to a business dinner or something with all these other uber successful people. And your waiter boyfriend you take your waiter boyfriend in there with other men who are running a business. Everybody's all in there. And he comes in. You dressed them real nice, made them there. And they all talking business and man joint. And they say, hey man, so yeah, I do this, and this. Hey man, what you do? Oh man, I'm out here getting it for tips. Now you at the end of the day, your man is there. Let me ask you this, would you put him in a position where he would have to feel a particular way around all these other men?
You know, real honestly, I can't answer that because I don't know. But let me ask you a question. All right, so you have you're a doctor. You are a physician. You are one of those specialty physicians, and you meet a let's say an attorney. So we're going, profession. Both of you are professionals. So you have to go to a seminar for doctors, and your wife will go with you. So you and all these other doctors around y'all talking all about all these pharmaceuticals and all these medical procedures and all this stuff. And your wife is sitting over there twiddling her thumbs because nobody's talking about law.
But you know the difference with that, Yvonne?
Education.
Education and being a lawyer is still a respected profession among the elite.
So being a server is not a respected position.
Not amongst the elite. It's not, because you're.
But you know what? If that was the case, then I would feel that those other elite people, I don't need to be around them.
But the thing is, you not saying you are elite. I'm just saying the profession is considered an elite profession.
Okay, but then they are elite people. They are professional people.
I mean,
and if they're so snooty where they're going to look down at who I chose as a mate, then I don't need to be around them.
No doubt. I hear you. I hear what you're saying, Yvonne. The only thing I'm saying is, if you that goes back to my statement of, would you put him in a position of knowing that these people are going to talk business? And if you wouldn't do it, it's kind of saying, I know these people are going to ask what you're doing, and I'd rather you not even have to deal with that.
And okay, so if somebody came up to me and asked me, ask him, what is he doing? I would tell him, hey, he was my server at Chili's. He knows he knows how to set a table.
Do you think that'll make him feel away on the inside, though? Because I know if I'm standing next to you, Yvonne, and we're there, and you say, yeah, he was my server at Chili's, and all the eyes are instantly going to go off of you and look right at me, and I got she like her baby back ribs. I guess that's how we get out here.
So how would that be any different, though, Devon, about bringing a stripper to the cocktail party?
Let me explain the difference. And this is gonna sound sexist, but I'm not trying to go there.
Here we go.
Okay. The woman, when a guy shows up with a woman at a seminar, this is gonna sound crazy, and I hate to say it, but it's happening. But they're looking at the woman itself. They're not looking at the profession of the woman. They're saying that's a beautiful woman he has on his arm. That's all they're going to really look at. Now, I'm not saying that the woman should not be educated or nothing like that, But 9 times out of 10, when you're in that type of circle, they are looking at the woman herself.
They're looking at her ass. That's what they're looking at.
Or
So
how
what-
she looks in the face.
But
Or her
hold
breath.
on. So what you're saying is that you would not say, Mr. Smith, President, CEO of the company of which I work, here is my stripper girlfriend.
No, I'm gonna be honest with you. If
Candy.
it were me, I wouldn't take. If it was me, I wouldn't take my stripper
Nope.
girl.
Nope.
This is gonna be a long show.
Hold on, CC. Hold on, CC. Finish your thought. Finish.
No, I was saying if it was me, I wouldn't take a
Devon.
stripper girlfriend to something like that because I know what's gonna happen there. If I would, I take. Okay.
No, she's talking to Cece. Go ahead,
Hold
Devon.
on.
What?
So, because I'm
So
trying
you
to
saying
finish
this-
up with Devon.
Yeah, because
Okay.
Because why wouldn't she would be good enough to take to your bed? She
Yeah,
would be good enough
Tony,
to take
come
to
on now.
McDonald's.
Oh, there you go.
Come on
But
now.
she's not
Tony,
good
for real.
enough to take to an event that has your CEO boss.
Y'all gonna make me sit up, bro. Okay.
sit the hell up. Stand up if you want to.
Y'all really want to do this? Y'all really
Yeah,
want to do
bring
this?
it.
Because then what is the
Come
purpose of
on.
you dating her?
We gonna go
Because
at
you
least
dated
we
this
gonna
girl.
go at least 30 minutes.
Yeah.
No
because
problem.
what is the purpose
That's
of you
more.
dating her? You
That's
dated
more
this
than enough.
girl
Really?
that we're dating, and I am a stripper. You can't take me to anything. So that means this relationship ain't going no further because you're not incorporating me in any other part of your life, but in your
Exactly.
bed because I'm a stripper.
Exactly.
You leave me
Okay.
the fuck alone then. Beat it.
If you're a, we gonna take the gloves off. If you're a stripper, let's be honest. How many strippers are actually getting wiped?
But you said she's your girlfriend.
I was using that in Tony's scenario. I said in Tony's scenario, if that's my girlfriend, I'm not taking her.
But why is she your girlfriend if you can't take her nowhere? What you doing with her?
Exactly.
We know what I'm doing. We know what I'm
This
doing
is
with her.
your
So let's be
girlfriend.
honest.
But we wasn't talking about girlfriend, boyfriend. We were talking about marriage.
But this is not his girlfriend. She's a jump off.
Well, this is what I'm saying. Okay.
Somebody's stuttering.
No, I'm not stuttering at all. What I'm saying is, if this is my, if you marry a stripper, you take what comes with that. If you marry a stripper,
Exactly.
Now you married a stripper, you're not going to take her to any of your events. So I take it that you're not going to have no kids with her because you don't want your baby mama to be a stripper.
That's what
So
he's
you
saying.
basically
No.
wasting this girl's time.
it's not that. If I marry a stripper, I already know that whatever I signed up for, whatever I get. The same thing we're going to say about women who get with dudes who have multiple baby mamas and multiple baby daddies. When he leaves, you signed up for whatever you get. So if I say I'm taking a stripper with me and I decide not to take her as just my girlfriend, but she's my wife, if I wife a stripper, if my woman gives me a disease, I signed up for that. If she comes back and she cheats on me, I signed up for that. If she embarrassed me at the meeting, I signed up for that. But that's what I'm saying. You know who you get who you ask for if you choose something. If I choose a stripper as my woman, I get everything that comes with being with the stripper. If you choose a doctor,
And what is
you
that?
know that
What is that? Because now you're putting a stereotype. Well, I got a girlfriend who was a stripper. She put herself through law school and she's an entertainment lawyer. She is one of the brightest people that I know. She is married to a man right now. So what do you mean when you marry a stripper, you get what you get?
Is she a stripper
to
now?
see that all the strippers are the same.
Is she a stripper now?
No, she's not a stripper now.
That's my point. That's my point, CC.
Let me ask you a question. Let me ask you a
Hold
question.
on. Okay, go ahead, Yvonne. Go ahead, Yvonne.
So if you take on a stripper as a wife, wait, let me rephrase that. If you take on a wife and she's an ex-stripper, and you take her to one of these high successful parties, and one of your associates remember her from the strip club.
Okay.
What you gonna
But
say
she's
then?
a lawyer now.
At that
She's a
point, my
lawyer
woman.
now.
Okay, she's a lawyer now.
Yeah.
And he remembers her from the strip club?
Yes.
I'm proud of her for her. I'm gonna tell you what happens. I'm more proud of her at that point because she went ahead, she made a better version of herself so she can be in that meeting. She can sit up there and say, yes, I danced, I was an entertainment dancer, or whatever they want to call themselves. But as right now, I put myself through law school and I'm a lawyer now. It's not where you start. It's not where you start. It's not where you start, it's where you end up.
So if she
why can't she say, you take her as a stripper, you met and you married her as a stripper. Somebody remembers her as a stripper and say, hey, I remember you stripping at the strip club. And she can say, yeah, I gave that up because I met Devon and I wanted to be.
Because at that point you're looking to build off of me. 1, 2. That means that you didn't do anything to change your stripper life.
I think
you just got with
men
a
are
successful
so
person.
busy worried about women trying to build off of them. Like I said, this girl's my best friend. They make so much money. She don't got to build shit off you. They are always saying that we're trying to do something off of them. I really wanted to get into this chat because in the context of this woman saying that she takes this house and makes it a home. That's not saying that your house is not a home when she's not there. There are certain things that women do. Yeah, you're gonna have towels, but your shit.
What does she do for that man, CC?
I'm gonna get you the top. She's gonna be able to get other things. You can get towels. You're gonna get Walmart towels if you go with your boys. But if I get the towels, you're gonna get the shit that they got at the Marriott. See, that's what she.
But towels are towels. Does it make a difference if that man can pay $600 a month? You think towels are gonna make a difference?
Had a towel out the fucking Marriott. It makes a difference. I don't know if maybe you're not getting it, but I think that Tony and Yvonne see what my context is. When you say
I doubt it. What is
that? Well, let me jump in there. Let me jump in there. So hang on. So what Cece is saying is that, and correct me if I'm wrong, Cece is saying that you get kind of like the bottom of the barrel when you're paying just the regular housekeeper or someone to come in and just maintain.
I'm not saying the bottom of the barrel because
what
Cece is what housekeepers do.
That she saw it as, hang on, Cece, hang on. What I'm thinking she is saying is that when you have this woman in this video who said, I make it a home, so to speak, she's saying that she's getting the better time, she's getting the better cookware, she's decorating, she's making it warm, she's making it pleasant. Am I correct?
The meals are fixed with love, not just
that's it right there. With Priscilla, the housekeeper, Consuela and Maria gonna clean the table, yeah, but they're not gonna do it with love like a woman who loves you is going to do in your home.
Can I please say something? Okay.
Please.
We're saying now we getting on to how they clean it. They clean.
No, we're not getting on how. You don't know. You could go to the store and buy.
Hang on, Cece.
Hold on.
Let him finish.
So we're gonna get.
Let him finish.
We're gonna get to. We're gonna. The statement is gonna now be, yeah, your house cleaner cleans your house, but I clean it with love. That's literally the standing point. They're both doing the exact same job, but I'm whistling the song that we played yesterday, and that makes the difference.
It makes a lot of difference.
It's not the same. And see, men like to take stuff like that out of context. You can go to the store and buy a sweet potato pie out the store, or you can get one from your grandmother. The one you got from your grandmother gonna taste better than the one you got out the store. Because she made it with love. And y'all always, go ahead. Go on there and buy Susan's fucking potato pie if you want to.
So
you can absolutely pay that, but we have an argument too. My father's a construction worker. I can build, and they sell dicks on Amazon. So what I need you for?
You're absolutely right, and that goes back to what I said earlier. Correct me if I'm wrong. I said that same thing can be applied to a woman. A woman can say, I can have a dude clean my car. I can have a man shovel my snow. I can have it do X, Y, and Z. You should be here not to benefit, but strictly because I want you here. So at the end of the day, just because I can buy a paste, you saying it's going to taste better, it's going to do this, it's going to do that. I'm asking, what monetary value does that woman who's in that video, what does she offer that man that said
He didn't
before
ask her
you
that.
got
He asked
here?
her about
Hold on.
he didn't ask her about her monetary value.
No, he said, what do you bring to me if I handle A, B, and C before you got here?
Now, see, this is it. Now, we just finished talking about this women serving men and all this other stuff. That's what they bring. When you go out and you do what you're supposed to do.
But he just proved he don't need you to serve him.
Hang on, Devon. Hang on, Devon.
Servitude is an appreciation for you doing what you're supposed to be doing as a man and taking care of your woman. You got these motherfuckers out here don't even want to pay for a date and want somebody to submit to them. You must be out your goddamn mind.
But we're not talking about those. We're not talking about those
Go
dudes.
for it.
We're not talking about those dudes. We're talking about the man in the video.
He was
Hang on, CC. CC. Let him speak. Then you speak, because nobody can hear anything.
Right. We literally was speaking on the type of man that he said he is. He clearly is a man that has financial gain. He's clearly a man who has his own everything. He clearly is a man who can afford these things. So I'm assuming that if he took a woman out, he would pay for it. So I'm asking, what does that woman bring to him? That's simple.
Well, wait
question.
a minute.
What?
This is why I don't like the what do you bring to the table? You asked me out. You're supposed to set up the table for me to want to come back.
Huh?
I didn't ask you to take me out, and now you here and you asked me to go in there and you asked me what I'm bringing to the table. I brought me. You the one that asked me to take me to the table.
CC, I think we off topic. CC, we literally just asked. We were talking about the man, and we were saying that what he's saying, and we were saying what you were talking about, what the woman brings to his house, right?
Right.
Okay, so that being the case, I'm saying if that man explained all of everything he does prior to, everything that he had prior to she got there, what do she bring to his table?
Then he needs to go find him a woman that got more than what he got.
But he's asking her.
Then that's the thing. You're not supposed to ask people what they're bringing to you. You ask this lady out.
You ask men that you just made a statement saying you ask men what can a man provide for you.
I know. I said I could flip the script and say, what can you do for me? I can build. I have my own money.
When you go looking for a man, CC, when you go looking for a man, you don't.
That's the problem right there. I don't go looking for no man.
Okay, CC, when you're entertaining a man, do you look for what he can do for you?
No, because I already have my own stuff. I already have my own stuff.
Okay, but CC, that's not answering the question. When you when you're entertaining a man, now remember you was on shows prior to, and you didn't make a lot of statements prior to.
I made a lot of statements, yes.
So I want you to remember that as I ask this question. When you entertain a man, do you look for what he can bring to you?
No. I don't look for what he can bring to me because I already have stuff. I want to know what you have. Yeah, what are you doing for yourself? Because I don't want to take you on and you're looking to see what I can do for you.
CC, did you not say on a previous show?
I did.
Did you not?
We talked about that. I did. And I was like, he's not going to be able to do anything for me. I did. But I didn't go looking for him, and I wasn't looking for him to do anything.
Can I say something here? So if there are, what I'm gathering from that other clip, it's not equally yoked. Well, basically it is equally yoked, but it is more of enhancing each other's lives.
That's what I believe.
I understand that. The problem is
he may have all his shit together. She may have his. So what can each other bring to the table? They're only
and that's all I was asking
each other's lives. That's all they're doing.
That's all I was asking. I said, what does she bring to the table? And now here's the thing. If he chooses, let's say for the sake of argument, let's say she doesn't bring anything but sheer great connection and companionship. Let's say she brings that, something he can't get from nobody else. He's not wrong for bringing her there. But should she say, I'm the one who made your house a home? No. I don't think she should say that. I think they should enjoy each other's company, and if it blossoms beyond that, great. If the man has more, he's proven that he's more than willing to take care of his woman, because he's like, to not sound like it's a class thing, but he's saying, I obviously have more than you do. I want you here because I have something in you that's beyond you cooking for me, beyond, because like he said, I can get everything he mentioned was something he can buy. A connection you can't buy.
But that's what she meant when she said make a house a home. All of that stuff.
That's not what she meant.
Part of being,
because if that's what she meant,
that's what she meant, though.
That's not what she meant.
That's not necessarily what she meant.
If she would have meant that, she wouldn't have followed it up with, I cook the meals, I do this, I do that. That's not what she meant. She meant by what
her assumption was that he did not have all of those things in place.
That's not the context that I took it in. I take it as a whole thing. Not just the cooking and the cleaning, but the connection and all of that. When you go home, all of that is at home. You can have a house, and that's technically called a home, but it doesn't have a warm, homey feeling because you don't have everything you need there. And that's the context that I took it in when she said, I make a house a home.
Okay, so does he I disagree. But look, does he need a woman there? You said, oh, well, you just answered that question. So do you need a man in your house for it to be a home?
No, I don't.
Well, isn't that hypocritical?
I never told a man that he needs to have a house, a home. I know a woman for that. I said that all that brings together with the connection and the food, everything. When he goes home, he has that whole complete thing at home, and it completes that.
CC, you just said that the man have a house is not a home until a woman.
But he's looking for a connection. I'm not looking for that. I got everything I need.
We assumed that because that was something said. CC, you just said that man's house is not a home until a woman's in there.
That's not what I said. That is not what I said. That is not what I said. I said,
CC, you know these are recorded, right?
I understand that. Maybe I'm not explaining it correctly, but that is not what I said, that a house is not a home until a woman is here. I said that when you have the complete thing, you have the cooking and your cleaning and your connection, then that is where home is for you. That might complete his home, that might complete that, because that might be what he's looking for. I'm not looking for that. My house is already complete. There's 6 of us in this motherfucker. We can't take no more. I may not be explaining it to the best of my ability.
Oh my god! Oh my god!
Oh, he's frozen. And I may not be explaining. I'm thinking of that as a whole. Yes, you can get cooking and cleaning and everything, but your connection, and when you have all of those things, your home is now complete. You have your cooking, your cleaning, your connection that you can't find anywhere else. And I thought, for me, that's what I heard when she said that. I heard that with all of that and the cooking
Chris,
and
all he has
the
to
connection
say is
and
wow.
the whole thing, that's the home.
So let me you know what? It's so many comments in the past I can't even go back. But there's a statement that Chris said that I completely agree with. He said, this is why the Black family is so divided. No one seems to understand anybody's role in the relationship. And then I have to add to that, I don't think anybody understands exactly what they are bringing to the relationship. You know, whether it be just companionship or someone's house or home, or, you know, I don't think anybody understands what they would totally bring to a relationship.
But I think,
you know, after this conversation,
that they're gonna do. I think everybody's tallying up and keeping score. And I don't want to do 6 things when you only did 5, and that's the thing that I have a problem with.
So you think everybody's supposed
to? When you ask somebody, what are you bringing to the table? I have this, this, and this, and this. What do you have? Now you like, oh, you count, you tallying up, you keeping score. I don't want to have 6 things.
But at the same time,
now I got 6 things and You only got 4. I'm gonna have to give you one of my things. Oh my God.
But why should we have to divvy up what each person is bringing to the table? If you meet somebody and you like them, they like you, y'all connect, y'all decide that you want to cohabitate. So it's not about what can you bring in or what can you bring in. It's what we can get together.
Right.
And it's not what I have or what you have. What are we going to do when we get together to enhance our living arrangement?
Yeah, or our quality. I agree, Yvonne. And that's why I hate that question. What do you bring to the table? Like what? Why
No,
you
I mean,
look.
Well,
to be fair, even if we go back,
that for the reason of. Go ahead.
No, I'm sorry.
Go ahead, Devon.
Oh, okay. Well, look, the reason I say what I said is
I bring that. It's a delay. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Go ahead, Devon.
Okay. All right. So the reason I was saying what I was saying was that if we're going with that subject, we're even going to stick to we talking about the gender roles then, because men are expected to provide, right? And if we are going off of that, then if they providing, they have to, there is a thing of what they have to bring to the table in order to be providers. Now, I agree with Tony and Yvonne about the way the world is now. It's hard to have set gender roles because there is no more one income takes care of everything. There is no more of that. That those days have been gone. So now when you have some women who are coming into a situation where they're looking at like, I want a man to financially take care of me. I want somebody who will take care of me. So at that point, they are looking for you. They are looking to see, okay, he has to have this, and this before I could even talk to a guy. And there are women who are looking at, if you don't have a car, they won't even talk to you. Not what could be going on in a man's life, not things could have happened. There are women who will look at a guy and say, if he just doesn't have a car, she can have a car, but if he doesn't have one, she won't have a conversation with him.
You know why? Because she keep a score. If he don't got a car, that means I got to keep going to get him. That's what people say.
But I thought
somebody wants to do one more. But if I'm dating you and you don't have a car and I want to be with you, I'm gonna come and get you because I want you to be with me. That's not a problem.
Or he could take an Uber and y'all meet up.
Who have never had anything, they just got something. Their whole thing is, I gotta make sure that I keep my 4 things, and if I mess with him, he gotta have 6 because I don't want to give him one of my 4 things.
No, that is keeping a tally, and I understand that. Because if you're doing that early, you're gonna do that in the relationship. So every time you do something for him, you're gonna make a mental note in, and it's gonna be in the back of your mind every time. Exactly. So nothing's done because you want to do it. Right. It's always gonna be, and then when y'all get into it, and back on April 6th, I went and brought you that damn dinner, and you didn't even nobody wants to deal with that. That's why a lot of men don't want women for time to do anything for them, because it's this thing of you're going to bring this up later on down the line, and I don't want to have that on the back of my mind. Let's just be real. And yes, Chris, I do believe it's hope for the black family. So, because nobody answered Chris' question.
I didn't see it. We're gonna have no choice in a minute because I made good money and where I live at, the rent is going up too high. I'm about to go marry me somebody, pay my bills too. Shit. We're being forced to at this point.
But you know what? I can say, God, I'm not looking for anybody to pay my bills. I can pay my bills. I'm looking for somebody that's going to compliment me. That's going to be with me, somebody that's going to be beside me.
Right.
And, when I fall, he picked me up. When he fall, I pick him up. That's who I'm looking for.
And that goes, but what Yvonne just said answers the question of what dudes should have got. Yo, what you offering is all monetary. It's paid for. I need something that money can't buy. You have to bring something to me that money cannot purchase. Because if everything you offer me is only hell, I could pay for sex. All of this is what I could pay
cut
for.
down on the aggravation, I'll tell you that.
But you have to bring some. You have to give me something.
All you gotta do is go to the toy store.
They're the same thing, y'all. The thing is, y'all can go on
Amazon.
Amazon. Y'all can go on Amazon and Shein and all these other sites and get a list of things that can take care of you.
And you're right, because I went on Wish and I found dildos on there.
There you go. Now, if you're going on Wish buying something, I'll be a little careful with what you buying on Wish. You think you're getting something, you next thing you know, you sitting there with a candlelight. Like, don't worry about that. But no, I like I said, I just think it needs to be a thing where the woman.
We need to start rephrasing this question, and I'm not saying we, because y'all know I don't really do too much dating. Stop asking people what they bring to the table, and maybe rephrase it. How can you compliment me? Stop asking people what they bring to the table, because when you say that to me, you say, if me and you going out and you say, well, how much you got? I'm like, oh no, fuck that. You want to know how much money I got?
You know what? I don't know.
But see, I don't look at it in terms of being a monetary or a price. It's not a price tag.
Example. I'm just using that example because when you say, what do you bring to the table? People go, oh, well, I made $200,000 a year and I got this and I got that, a portfolio. So when you ask a man what they bring to the table, they start, not even just a man, anybody, they start throwing out monetary stuff. Nobody says, oh, well, you know,
what would you ask them?
I mean, don't you have conversations with whoever it is about what you do for a living, what they do for a living? You kind of know a little bit up front as to what the basis is.
Mm-hmm.
But as you get into talking to someone, then you learn a little bit more, because what they might do for a living, making $100,000 winds up to be $50,000 if there's child support involved, if there's all these different things. So you have to be aware as to not only, I mean, what they bring to the table, but what are you taking on? You know,
and that's what they really want to know when they ask you what you bring to the table. They're trying to figure out what they might be bringing on.
But that's basically, that's a conversation over a period of time. It is not that you're going to ask somebody, so what do you bring to the table? Right. No. No, we don't want to be that tacky.
Absolutely. I loathe that question. It drives me bananas. And that's not
well, that's basically what it is when you're getting.
But I understand that, but in the long run, that in a relationship, that's really not going to always help us. If you fall down and break your leg tomorrow and you can't play these basketball games anymore, you can't get on ESPN, are you emotionally intelligent? Are you strong-minded that you're not going to break down and whirl into a depression and I got to drag you around the house in clothes you had on for 12 days? Those are the things
I don't know who wouldn't.
This is crazy.
You know what? But you get my context. Those are the things that I want to know. I want to know how you treat your mother, how you talk to a waitress when she brings you the raw meal. I don't give a damn that you made $14 an hour. What about the rest of that stuff? Because any of that
Ooh, CC. Hey, go ahead.
Ooh, we gonna let CC's comment be the last one. We gonna let it sit where it is, because we can go on and on with CC. So
I love to get on here. As soon as I see Devon, I'm like, I'll put up the link. I love to get on here and get in there with him.
CC said, put up the damn link.
Right? Because I saw her frustration. I'm like, damn.
Wait a minute.
Because first she said, could you please put up those? She said, Tony, put up the link. Then she came back a minute later. She said, can you put up the damn link?
I'm sorry.
What the hell?
You like that, Tony? I'm getting mad now. God damn it.
Oh my goodness.
So CC, you've got the last word.
Stop asking people what they bring to the table. I'm sick and tired. We need to have other conversations. We're going around and around in circles, having these same conversations over and over again. I think we need to have. We want to come together, and people. Just because I don't believe in marriage, I love black love. I love to see it. We need to start having different conversations, because these conversations that we're having over and over and over again, they're not helping. They're not. We're not getting anywhere.
All right.
I hear you, Chris.
Cece had the last word. It is 6:27. So that means it is time to get out of here.
Yes.
This has been a spirited conversation. As always, I enjoy it. Chris said trouble, trouble, and trouble.
That's 3 troubles.
Oh
He
my
didn't say
God.
4, so I'm out of it.
No, I was going to be out of it because I was barely talking.
No, actually, I was out of it
y'all.
because it was between the three of
So
y'all.
it's all me. It's all me. I'm all the trouble.
So, Cece's triple trouble.
Yes, she is. All on her.
So,
with all of that being said, Devon and Cece, as always, I love you, and you guys, you guys are.
He don't love
something
me the way
else.
I love him. Look at his face.
We're gonna have to figure out a way to put us in something, because that just seems to spark something in people. So we'll figure something out.
We'll get it together.
Why don't you pick that up on Cece's show? When is Cece's next show?
The 28th.
Next week.
No, the 26th.
No, not next
26.
week.
So,
You're killing me.
Cece, you can pick up that conversation on your show.
Absolutely, because I got a clip that I want to roll too that I got to talk about.
Ooh, okay.
Oh my God!
I'll definitely make sure I tune in.
You gonna sit in with her?
Huh?
Oh, I thought you were gonna sit in with her.
Oh, that'll be a lot of fun. That'll be a lot of fun.
I will. Cutting it close with CC, keeping it real with I will definitely say, you know what?
Close.
right. I will definitely sit in with CC for her show. I would definitely do that.
Oh,
right, we'll talk about it.
All right. So I just want to say thank you to everybody who had tuned in this afternoon, and thank you for recognizing that there has been a change of this venue from Wednesday to Saturday. And I'm hoping it works well for everybody. It seems to work well for me and Yvonne so far, right, Yvonne? I think. I don't want to speak for her.
You know, it might interfere with me finding Mr. Right, but okay.
Well, real quick, Tony, before you let it go, I just want to say something to Yvonne. I am so glad that you're okay. I'm happy that you're back in your spot. Man, just I was really worried about you, and just wanted to make sure that you was cool. So I'm glad we all family here. So just I'm happy that you're fine.
Thank you. Well, I tried to get back in on my iPad, but it just wasn't happening.
You where you need to be. That's all that matters.
Thank you, guys.
We were definitely missed. We were definitely all, like, we got to get her back, and we hope everything is okay. So we're glad
I saw the comments.
Jacqueline, stop lying. No,
hey, Jacqueline.
All right. Well, glad to see you back, Miss Yvonne. Show goes out. I do bring you some sad news. I was getting an alert during the show. That's why you saw my head down. I was reading. Singer Tracy Braxton of Family Values. Tony Braxton's sister has died of cancer this morning. So I'd like for you guys to try and keep the Braxton family in prayer. As you know, they have been performers since young children. So I can only imagine the devastation that the family is going through. So as a show and as a collective of people, I'd like to send out our love to the Braxton family and wishing them all the very best. All right.
Yes. Absolutely.
So, with that being said, Hot Topic Talk Radio, we're out of here. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. Come on back next week for Urban Sentinel Live with Reggie Kearney. And you guys have a wonderful rest of your week and a fantastic weekend. We will see you back very, very soon. Thanks again for tuning in. I'm trying to get the damn banners. That's why I'm talking so much. Because I was just like, closed out. You know how hard it is to run a board and talk? It's awful.
She's not a multitasker.
Awful. So, with that being said,
You're not multitasking.
I'm not what?
See you next week.
Absolutely fucking not. All right. Thanks, CC.
Thank you for putting up the link.
Thank you, guys.
I'm sorry I was so aggressive. I was like, put up the damn link.
I was actually afraid of you, CC. You scared me, CC. That's why I put it up. Like, put up the damn link.
Never do you wrong.
Look, I was shivering.
No, don't do that.
Night, guys.
Good night, guys.